The bill landed between the cake and the candles. A clean white envelope. Heavy, deliberate. My mother slid it across the table like a condolence card, her smile tight, ceremonial. My father didn't look at me. He studied his wine as if it might contradict him. "Before you make a wish," she said softly. That was the moment my lungs forgot their job. 29. Handmade reservations. Friends watching in polite confusion. My name embossed on the menu like proof that I belonged somewhere. I'd paid for everything, because that's what I always did. I opened the envelope. 6 digits stared back. $120,000. Itemized. Legal language. Dead serious. My father finally raised his eyes. "We need to talk about the money we spent raising you." The room tilted. Heat rose behind my eyes, then vanished, replaced by something colder, sharper. I could hear my pulse, steady, controlled. I smiled because my body knew before my mind did. This wasn't about the money. This was about power. And they had chosen my birthday dinner to remind me who they thought owned me. I folded the invoice slowly, set it down, picked up my fork. Around us, laughter continued, unaware. I tasted nothing, only clarity. If this was a war, they had just shown me their entire strategy. They raised me on gratitude as a leash. Every milestone came with a receipt. Every gift a future obligation. My childhood wasn't memories, it was debt. College applications rewritten to suit my father's ego. Career choices steered by my mother's silent guilt. And when I bought my house, alone, after a decade of sacrifice, my father showed up unannounced and said the words like a threat in disguise. "We need to talk about the house. Not your house. Never that." Their story was simple. They had invested. I owed returns. But the invoice felt rehearsed, too clean, too confident, as if they'd been waiting for the right moment to remind me I was never free, just temporarily useful. I nodded through dinner, apologized for imagined slights, let them believe the shock had broken me. Inside, something ancient cracked open, because I remembered every transfer, every gift, every check I returned. I remembered paying them back twice, once in money, once in obedience. And still, they wanted more. Control disguised as family. Manipulation wearing love like a mask. I went home alone that night and didn't sleep. I didn't need revenge yet. I needed facts. I moved quietly. Bank records, old emails, trust papers I'd never signed. Legal phrasing hidden in birthday cards and congratulatory letters. I found loans I never accepted, opened in my name while I was 19 and trusting. My father's signature was everywhere. I hired an accountant, then a lawyer. I didn't tell them why. I let my parents assume the invoice had worked. I answered their calls, warm, submissive. At night I read. Patterns emerged. Money funneling through shell accounts. My name used as collateral. My credit stretched thin without my knowledge. They weren't collecting a debt. They were covering one. The deeper I went, the calmer I became. Rage is inefficient. Precision isn't. I watched them carefully now. How my mother avoided my eyes. How my father filled silences with authority. They believed I was cornered. They'd mistaken silence for weakness. And that mistake was going to cost them everything. The report arrived on a Tuesday. 47 pages. Clean, merciless. Fraud, identity misuse, tax evasion. I invited them over the following Sunday. Coffee, neutral ground. I slid the folder across the table the way my mother had slid the invoice. Watched their faces change as paper after paper sank in. My father's hands shook. "This isn't what it looks like," he said. I nodded. "I know." That was the moment he understood. My mother started crying, too late, too loudly. Words tripped over each other. Love, sacrifice, family. I listened, calm, empty. When they finished, I closed the folder. I already forwarded copies, I said, to my attorney, and the bank, and the IRS. Silence detonated. I stood. They'll contact you soon, I said, about the accounts, the house, everything in my name. My father reached for me, missed. But we're your parents. I looked at them for a long time. No, I said. You're my creditors. I left the keys on the table, the ones they'd never returned. Walked out without raising my voice, without looking back. The door closed like a verdict. People ask if it hurt. It did, once. Then it clarified. I kept the house, cleared my name, watched from a distance as their perfect family story collapsed under documentation and daylight. No shouting, no forgiveness scenes, no closure they could understand, just consequence. On my 30th birthday, I ate alone. Quiet, expensive wine, no cake. I didn't make a wish. I already had everything I needed, including the absence of them.